Best of R / Tales from Retail episode 132. Subscribe for edit videos daily. Lady insists that I'm her daughter, that I'm high, and that she don't need no man. This happened a few weeks ago, but I just joined this sub today and want to share. We regularly get strange, rude, or hostile customers. There's a particular husband and wife who come in frequently. It's always an ordeal when they show up. They love to talk, and while we will entertain it briefly, there's usually not more than 2 people working a shift, so we don't always have time to deal with it. On this day, the lady came in first. She immediately hit me with the "you look high." I get that a lot. I just have tiny eyes. Nothing I can do about it. If I was high, I wouldn't lie about it, but I wasn't. So I firmly, but calmly, insisted so. She wasn't believing it. She told me she has a daughter the same age, so she knows what it looks like to be high. I eventually let it go because she wasn't budging. I decided it would be easiest to go along with whatever she said so she'd get her stuff and leave. After that, she proceeded to ask me what size jeans I wear because I look tiny. I reluctantly told her, and she decided that I was her new daughter, and she wanted a fist bump. Internally cringing, I obliged. Throughout the course of her visit she kept referring to me as her daughter. She needed my reassurance that I was still, in fact, her daughter. Once she picked out her stuff, I started to feel victorious. Almost there. Then her husband comes in. He loves to ask a million questions about things he is never going to buy, so I help him out. Yes, finally time to pay. But wait, he refuses to pay for her. They get into a fight. She can't figure out how to make her card work, and that annoyed him. He gets mad and slams her brand new item on the glass counter and walks out. She proceeds to tell me all about how they are now going to get a divorce and it's been a long time coming, and she don't need no man and he can find somebody else to ride him around to sell drugs. He left his own item in the store and she saw it. Immediately said, "I bought this." Stuffed it in her purse. You didn't see anything. She actually asked me to put it behind the counter and pretend I didn't know where it was, but I refused. Not getting in the middle of that. She finally left shortly after, which ended up being about an hour, and guess what? They came back together a week later as if nothing had happened. Thank you. Next. Are you my mother? Working the sales floor. Karen, how much is this item? Me, oh let me check. Turns item over. Looks at price tag on product, it is $XX. XX. Karen, well can I get a discount? Me, unfortunately this item is not on sale right now, but if you are a member with us I can help you check to see if you have any coupons in your account. Karen, no I don't want that, can you just give me a discount? Me, I'm sorry I cannot, but I can help you find a coupon if you are a member. Karen, well what about your employee discount? Can't you just give me that? Me, no I am sorry. I cannot give out my employee discount, but I can help you find a discount with your rewards membership. Karen, why? Why can't you just give me your employee discount? Me, because the employee discount is for employees. I could get in trouble for doing that, but I can help you look up discounts on your membership page. Karen, my god, getting impatient, just tell them I'm your mother. Me, no I cannot do that. Karen, well why not? Me, because that would be dishonest. Karen, excuse me. Triggered, what did you just say? Are you calling me a liar? Me, no I don't believe I said that. Karen, yes you did. You just now said that I was dishonest. Me, well are you my mother? Karen, me, because if you feel there is an issue with my customer service, I can call my manager over here and you can talk to him about pretending to be my mother in order to get the employee discount. Karen, me, just let me know if you have any more questions about our products or if you would like me to help you to look up coupons with your membership. Karen, dead drops product on the floor, exits the store with a disgusted look. Me, have a nice day. Thank you. Next. Irritated customer claims he can buy the store. When I worked for a retail store a long time ago, I got to assist this customer. He needed to make 2 separate purchases of items and wanted to pay with checks. Fine, we accept checks. I go to make sure all the details were in order, but on both checks, something felt off. Maybe it's my unfamiliarity with check numbering, but something felt weird. I noticed that the check number on the top didn't match the bottom completely. It was one digit off. I let him know and irritated customer, I see, said that they came from his bank, etc. So I called for my supervisor and let her know what was going on and that I didn't process the checks because of the check numbers. Supervisor then asked him if his bank normally does this and I see, becoming well, irritated at this point, said that everything's legit. We ask him for his ID and he produces it. Supervisor then processes the two transactions separately. During the first transaction, supervisor let IC know that if his check bounces, he could be charged a fee. IC then argues with my supervisor that he has plenty of money in his bank account and isn't worried. Supervisor then has to repeat herself, saying that he needs to verify it on the pin pad and IC gets more irritated, saying that he has enough money and that he has enough to buy the whole store. Supervisor turns to me and rolls her eyes and finally convinces him to verify on the pin pad. IC still kept repeating to us how he had more money than the store and that he could buy the store if he wanted after we rang him up for his second purchase. Thank you. Next. The timer customer made me cry on my birthday. I don't give permission for this to be shared or used by anyone else on my phone, so please forgive formatting and mistakes. Background. When I was at university I worked a few summer jobs over the years until I got an engineering internship which led to a part-time job. One of these summer jobs was a manager for a cafe inside a large British homeware shop starting with a D, and at the beginning I thought it would be great as I was told it was shift work so I would only have to work 4 hours a day or so for 6 days a week. However, it turned out that the cafe was the most understaffed department with only 5 of us, so we would have to work 8 hours a day and no one wanted to transfer to the team as it was known for being stressful. But hey, more money, right? Onto the story. As the cafe was small and the kitchen smaller, we could only cook a small number of paninis and toasties, which led to queues and backlogs in the summer weekends. On one of these weekends it was so bloody hot me and staff kept ducking into the kitchen to stand next to the fridge to cool down and tempers were short. Cue Karen. She came up with her grandkids and started complaining how there was nowhere to sit and other people were getting their families to save tables while they queued, which apparently wasn't fair. I informed her we didn't police the seating area and it was a busy weekend. She scowled and handed over her food and then started hovering around an elderly couple until they left to grab their table. Now, we usually give a small side salad with paninis and toasties, but we were so busy we had ran out and only had tomatoes and cucumbers, and so I plated up her food and dropped it off at her table and made my way back to the till. She came marching up to me and starting yelling at me for trying to stiff her and how everyone else had salad leaves and that how stupid I was that I couldn't even put leaves on a plate. All the while her grandkids were complaining they were hungry and just wanted to eat. I apologized, explaining the salad was free and we were out of leaves, but she wasn't having it and just kept yelling until I was on the verge of tears. When she saw this, I think she realized the scene she was making and deflated slightly before taking the food and leaving the cafe. I had to excuse myself to the back storage room and had a cry as I had never been exposed to such anger over something so stupid. This was the only retail job where I was screamed at and I still can't understand it. Thank you. Next. A surprise customer. About 20 years ago I was working at a little kiosk in a mall in Montana that sold custom t-shirts. Most of our customers were tourists that wanted a shirt with Montana on it somewhere. One night, it was very slow. There was hardly anyone in the mall. Just before closing, there was a group of about 4 or 5 people that came walking past, when one girl stopped and told the group to hold up. She wanted to look at something. She asked me for a shirt with Montana on it. I showed her some of our most popular designs, and told her we could print the word Montana on any of them. She said she wanted something in a smaller size. I held up an adult small, and she said smaller. I thought, okay, maybe she wants this for a kid she knows. I show her the kids' shirts, and she picks up a pretty small one. She holds it up to her chest, pulls it tight, and asks her friend if she thinks it will fit. I tried to keep my chin from hitting the floor. I mean, this was a size for maybe a 5-year-old. The friend was leaning on the counter looking extremely bored. I also noticed how remarkably short this friend was. She says, whatever, just hurry up. I'm thinking, there's no way she's going to fit in this tiny shirt, but whatever. So then I have to help find her a print that will fit on a shirt that's small that doesn't look like it was designed for a toddler to wear. I showed her what I could find, but she didn't like any of it. It was all too babyish, because, well, they were meant for young child. To make it worse, the friend was huffing and sighing and being so impatient and kept telling her, let's just go. She finally gave up and they both left, along with the other guys who had been standing back not saying a word the whole time. As I started putting away all the shirts and prints I had pulled for her, I thought about how odd the whole episode was. After they walked away, I saw a large group of people start running after them. One grabbed a pen and scratch paper off my counter as he ran by. As I watched this odd spectacle, all I could think was that maybe this was some important person they wanted autographs from. Then it hit me. There was the Christina Aguilera concert in town that weekend. Now I recognized her. The short, impatient friend at the counter was her. Thank you. Next. Busy day with the wholesome encounter. Edit. Thank you for the award. I didn't expect it. On mobile, please forgive any formatting errors. This was a few years ago. Working the evening shift, I was on lunch mentally preparing myself for the dinner rush. I checked my phone and got a text and voicemail that my grandpa passed away that night. I immediately text asking what happened and find out his heart just gave out while shoveling snow from the driveway. I'm in a bit of shock because he was still in pretty decent health for being in his 70s. I walk back to clock in and realize I don't have the funds to go to his funeral. It's to be the next week and I can't get the time off. It's too short notice. I'm snapped into the situation in front of me. We are super busy and already understaffed. We're bombarded. No backup. We can't keep up. I'm busting through customers as fast as I can but some are very rude/abusive about the wait. Before I know it, my eyes are tearing, voice shaking, and the previous customer was the meanest yet. Next customer is a military man in uniform. I get his order and I'm working on it. My hands have now started shaking. Are you okay? He asks. I could be better. Got bad news on my lunch and this rush isn't helping. It is what it is, I guess. It'd be unprofessional to really talk about the news. Customers don't typically care. I cash him out at our register and, shaking my hand, he says you're doing a good job. Keep your chin up. He gave me a coin when we shook hands. I look at it and ask if he's sure. He nods and says it's brought him good luck and wants me to have it. I tell him thank you, you're very kind. I'll always keep it close. He nods and leaves and I continue going through customers. Later, I look at it more closely. It's beautifully detailed but I've never seen a coin like this. I find out it's a challenged coin, meaning that he was presented with it by his unit commander in recognition for a special achievement in the unit. He worked hard and earned this. It carried a strong meaning for him and he decided I should have it. I'm truly grateful to him for his kindness. Wherever he is, I hope he's okay. Thank you. Next. Underwear in dressing rooms. My friend told me some of the craziest retail stories when he worked at a department store, which is no longer in business. This one is probably the craziest one ever. It was in the early 90s. He was working at the kids department. A mother and her 9-year-old son, not a Karen, flagged him at the dressing room and said there is a problem. On the floor of one of the dressing room was a boy's white underpants. They looked at each other. Are you going to pick it up? The mother said. I need to get a glove first. Who knows if that thing is dirty or not? I'll call my manager. Please don't touch anything, he told her, and walked away. He later returned with the manager as he picked up the underpants and placed it in a bag. He was surprised that he saw that the mother was still there. Sorry for the wait. Later, another customer approached us holding an open package of boys' white briefs and asked, why are we selling open package of underwear, with one pair missing? At this point, they figured out that an idiot customer opened a package of underwear, have them try it on in the dressing room, and then left it there. The boy asked, who does that? Everybody shrugged. Needless to say, my cousin's manager was very upset for this strange theft, or whatever you call it.